Hi, lovelies. Hi, lovelies. Oh boy, I'm doing strong brows today. Hi, you guys. Hi, you guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator. Some of my nicknames are the Duchess of Donuts, the Cuss Mouth Angel, as well as the Tarantino of Tarot. If you've heard me one time, you've heard me a million. I'm also a feral yodeler to Jesus. Sasquatch is my twin flame, and string cheese is literally, definitely all that's keeping me together right now. My love of cheese knows no bounds. Okay, there's that. All right, you guys, I don't know about you, but I'm already exhausted, and the week hasn't even started, so there's that. Although I do feel like this week's going to be a little more chill comparatively, especially, guys, how the fuck was that full moon? Woo doggies. All right, before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know, if you've never been here before, this is your very first time, I do start off something called astrofuckery, and I'll talk about a couple aspects that are going on this week that I think will, like, really help you guys. I try to find stuff that, like, will help us throughout the week, help ground us, or make it practical, or like in practical ways that we can use whatever the fuck's going on up there. So how can we take this energy and make it work the fuck for us? Okay, please and thank you. Then after that, I'll pull 3 piles of cards. Choose any and all that you're drawn towards. You can pull all three. You can pull all 3 piles. You can choose 1, 2. It doesn't matter, babe. It's up to you. All right. So go where the hell your intuition's guiding you here. Okay. Also, too, I want to tell you guys, like, the year ahead readings are live. I'm going to put a link, okay, in the weekly here so that you guys can grab it up if you want to. Also, too, we're no longer doing Etsy. Hey, I'm actually really pumped about that because I'm sick of Etsy. I was able to get the website together. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus, with Laura Wallace and AJ Wallace. Man, they made my website look gorgeous. So sarahmartucci.com is finally open back up again. You can also go through there. I'll make sure that you guys have all the spaces to get readings with me, to hook up with me, everything that you guys fucking need. Okay. All right. Well, with that bit of news out of the way, hooty freaking who. Oh, also too, this Friday, I'm going to be at Magathy and Dyes. It's down in Pasadena, Maryland. So if you guys are in like the Annapolis area, Pasadena, I'm going to be doing discounted readings down there on Friday. I'll get you guys the times. I'll do that in the description too. I can't wait. I love going back there. They're so freaking cute. It's a little boutique and they sell like handmade stuff, like little sage kits, like tie-dye stuff. Like it is the cutest in there, and like so much more stuff. There's also going to be another lady doing like the Lynx bonds. Like, actually we traded. I did a reading and she put a little bracelet on me, like the forever bracelets that are supposed to stay on for a really long time. She's going to be there too. So I'm excited to be with everybody on Friday. So if you want discounted readings, I'm doing 15 minutes for $25. Like, y'all, that's fucking bonkers. But I think it's a good introductory price for you guys to see if I would be a good match for you, if you'd like to meet up with me personally. Again, this Friday, it'll be at Magathy and Dyes, and I'm so freaking pumped. I love them. They're wonderful ladies, and the shop is the stinking freaking cutest. So come check us out, okay? That way, too, you can just cackle with me at the fucking moon. Worst case scenario, okay? But you get a reading, you can get some jewelry, you can come in there and shop, too. Bless. Talk to my heart and soul. All right. So, if you guys are ready, okay, let's get into a little astrofuckery this week. We got a couple interesting things going on. And again, this is way more chill this week, it feels like. But guys, how the fuck was that full moon for you guys? I hope it was okay. I hope it was good. Were people acting like damn fucking fools? Definitely and probably. All right? Something about that full moon. And then in the sign of Leo, ooh, somebody's gonna be dramatic. It was me. Okay? I was sitting out here trying to blame other people, and it was me. Side note. So hopefully it was decent for you guys. And whatever happened here made us, maybe too, there was a boost to our confidence, or we felt more able to stand up and be courageous about who we are. Again, we said yes to our uniqueness, stood in our power here, pulled upon our confidence, and maybe said what we had to say, did the thing, said the thing, farted the thing, whatever you needed to do at that full moon. Hopefully that happened for you. So I hope you guys are having a good aftermath. Whatever happened here is helping us to kind of sit down and think and really decide for ourselves what's most important. Now, this week, we've got a couple things I want to cover. On Monday, We've actually got some really incredible astrology, I think. Now, both Mercury and Mars are trining Uranus. Now, normally I would not say what I'm about to say next, but the only reason I feel like this is possible is because both Mercury and Mars are in Capricorn, and Uranus is in Taurus right now, all earth signs. So when we have a trine here, this is everybody working together. This is rainbows and kitten farts, okay? Okay, like this is good shit. Everybody's holding hands, we're getting along, making kissy faces at each other. Like, it's actually incredibly helpful. Now, if we have trines natally within our chart, this again can talk about ease, things moving or flowing easily for us. But sometimes, can I just say, like, having a chart full of trines is not what we want. Just like everything going beautiful or perfect, or the sun card coming out every single day, babe, that makes a desert. Okay, we don't want that either. We don't need to be dusty, crusty. Okay, sometimes we gotta cry. Sometimes we gotta have a challenge. But on Monday, okay, we got trines here. And between these three planets, and it's gorgeous. Normally I wouldn't say, we feel, especially with Uranus in the mix, that like whatever choice we're making here is kind of coming out of the blue, something beautiful's happened, and like we can actually be practical about what the fuck we're doing. Apply it practically. God bless. Okay? But we can say that this week on Monday. So if you've got something to launch, or you got something to do, or you're ready to get something like fucking moving, okay, I would say Monday would be the day this week. Now again, with these planets in a trine working together, this would be Mercury and Mars. Mars is the way that we take action in the world. Mercury is what we're thinking and speaking about. Uranus is like, it's kind of like the tower. It's like sudden, literally its sign is a lightning bolt, So there's a feeling here that with Uranus in the mix, it's like sometimes chaos is showing up. Things coming the fuck out of the blue, but babe, with a trine, whoo, this is making my nips hard. Hey, this is good shit. This is the way that we're taking action, Mars, and what we're thinking and speaking about, Mercury, working beautifully with some aha moment, eureka moment, something coming in like a flash of genius. What? So please, whatever you do on Monday, par example, maybe we decide to, for whatever reason, we're frustrated about something and we feel kind of stuck on it. Go outside and take a walk. Go outside and do something, or work on a project maybe within the house. As we're sitting there and talking about it and physically working through it, it's like all of a sudden the answer comes right the fuck down to us. We get the goddamn download. So don't be afraid on Monday. Again, take that action, talk things out. And maybe here by taking action, it also helps that eureka moment, or that thing that we need, or that idea that we've been missing, or that piece of information shows the fuck up. Even if it feels a little crazy at first, like it's going to settle with the earth elements here. And again, trining, like this is just beautiful. We're going to feel inspired yet practical. What? Could this be every day? That'd be so great. It'd be so great. But it does feel like Monday is kind of like this jump off point. We're doing something really important. It feels powerful. So on Tuesday, we've got Mercury semi-squaring Saturn. Now, I know semi-square for a lot of you guys, especially if you're here, you've been listening to me do the, astrofuckery. I haven't really talked about a semi-square, so I know this is a new one thrown in the mix. Now, we've talked about squares, and that's like a duke it out point, right? When squares, like, we're fucking fighting. We're not opposite here, but square, it's talking about a challenge. This is difficult. Squares are usually 90 degrees, okay, away from each other. A semi-square is 45 degrees away. And so it's like the Diet Coke of squares. It's still challenging. It's still irritating as fuck. And with Mercury, I think semi-squaring Saturn here, this feels like delays. It feels like things kind of holding back. Maybe on Monday we were ready to take action on something, a beautiful idea came through, or something to complete, something that we wanted to do. And then Tuesday, it just feels like we're getting delay after bullshit. We can't seem to get through to the right person or get the information we need, or whatever the fuck's going on here. But with Mercury in the mix, this is what we're thinking and speaking about. So I think that Tuesday might be a more difficult day. Maybe we lay low or take it fucking easy. It's got a slight feel. Of like a Mercury retrograde kind of feel to it. But with Saturn in the mix, I mean, that's a cold, hard no. It's a full stop, bitch. Okay? So it's respectfully. So Tuesday would not be a day, I think, to launch something, to get out there, maybe try to talk to people, win people over. Maybe that would be reserved more towards the end of the week or next week, okay? But this week, again, on Monday, take that chance. Go outside, move your body, do the thing. Whatever you got to do so that you can get out of like your normal routine, because Uranus here too. Like, We don't like same day, everything the same every fucking day. We don't like mundane either. Uranus is actually, to me, I consider it high magic. Okay, because again, it's this lightning bolt coming the fuck out of nowhere. So I just feel like Monday's like, we got to get out of our rut. We got to get out of this bullshit. We got to do the goddamn thing, you know? And then Tuesday is just like, full stop, hold on. Did we really think about this fully? Because think about Mercury's in the mix both times, okay? So Monday, have the eureka moment. Do something towards it on Monday, if and when it comes. On Tuesday, take a beat, cross all your T's, dot all your I's. Relook, re-listen, redo, revise, okay, before we take this out to other people or do what we got to do with it, because at that point, it's still too fresh. Maybe we haven't thought it all the way through, okay? So just know this week, you guys fucking got it, like we always fucking do, okay? Last thing I want to fucking say around astrofuckery, y'all, all the planets are direct right now. What? Again, making my nips hard, all right? All the planets are direct. So you've got a month and like a week or two, because by April 1st, Mercury goes direct. How violent. I know. I don't make the rules. Okay. But by April 1st, we've got our first retrograde. From now until April 1st, get your booty fucking scootin'. Do the goddamn thing. If you've got something, again, that you need to get out there, take action on, do the goddamn thing. Just don't do it on Tuesday. And again, if that download comes in on Monday, by Tuesday, just double check it. Make sure that this actually makes sense. Make sure, too, I would think on Tuesday, another interpretation I could talk about is feeling like, again, it's not as difficult or hard or gnarly as a square, as semisquares, the Diet Coke of squares, all right? But it's still irritating. There might be irritation. Maybe we speak on something with boundaries. Somebody's not hearing it, okay? So again, just pay attention on Tuesday, whatever comes up here. Sit down and think about what you're trying to do and really maybe try to come up with a better solution, or what kind of work with Saturn do we need to put in here in order to follow through on that idea or that thought or whatever the fuck came through on Monday, okay? You guys fucking got this. We all do. All right, if you guys are done with fucking astrofuckery, I sure the fuck am. Let's go into the next screen. I'm going to pull the 3 piles of cards, choose any and all that you're drawn towards. All right, I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, if you guys got card pile number 1, y'all got an interesting pile this week, okay? Let's talk about it. Your first card is the 2 of Swords. Your second card is the Knight of Cups. And then finally, you guys got the Page of Cups. Let's fucking talk about it. Now, if we were looking for a yes or no this week, I would say that this is a yes, as long as you know what you're going to choose about what the fuck you're going to do. I would say this would be a yes this week if you're willing to listen to what your intuition is saying to you or your emotions are saying to you. If you're unwilling to face yourself, if you're unwilling to face the emotions, if you're still at a stalemate or you just don't know and you can't make a decision, do not fucking act. Do you fucking hear me? Okay? With that being said, card pile number 1. That first card here. 2 of Swords. This is an interesting card. 2 of Swords is we're at an impasse. This is a no. I mean, look at it. She's literally got 2 swords. She's like, I will cut a bitch. Once I take this blindfold off, it's done for you bitches. For real, though. All right, once I can see where the fuck I'm cutting, everybody's getting fucked up. All right, so the 2 of Swords is kind of a difficult card here because maybe we feel like we're at an impasse. Now, this is a minor arcana card. This isn't a major one. So this might just be like a mundane thing, maybe something that we're currently going through. It's still irritating as shit, okay? So it's not to say that this isn't going to piss you off in some way, shape, or form, or confuse you, or just feel like, I don't know which way to go, okay? But with the 2 of Swords here, this is also going to, that number 2 is going to reference either the month of February, the second of a month, 2 weeks, 2 days. Look to see how the number 2 plays in. But 2s are going to talk about partnership. So this is about relationships, either with another person or, excuse me, with ourselves. Take that cough there as confirmation of something that I'm still getting over strep. Anyways. Okay. But listen, the 2 of Swords here, or, sorry, again, speak your fucking truth. No more blocked chakras, babe. Say the F word. That's what clears mine, okay? Side note. But listen, again, with the Two of Swords, we're at an impasse. This card usually calls for compromise. We're sitting down and really looking at what the hell we're dealing with. When I pull this card, I like to see what's on either side of it because that tells me what we're choosing between. Now, it's interesting that this card did not come out on the either side. This was the first one. Okay, so again, this week we're kind of starting off with we feel like we're in an impasse. We don't know what to do around a relationship. We feel like we got to stop here for a second, really reassess this thing. And with swords, this is our mental space. Where are we mentally? If we're freaking out about the future, stuck in the past, we are not here in the present moment making the best choices that we possibly can. Okay? Okay. So, this week, your mission, should you choose to accept it, choose card pile number 1. Be present in this motherfucking moment, even if it's difficult. And especially if you've got a choice in front of you. And especially if it has to do around relationships, may you always fucking choose yourself. Unless you got a kid. Then you got to choose them first. Okay? Now, with the Two of Swords here, I would say, oh man, it just feels like we're either making a choice, we're at a full stop, we got to sit down and make a decision. And I would say the last thing with this card, take the fucking blindfold off so that you can actually see what's in front of you. Maybe you don't want to see something. Maybe it's really hard and difficult, but I'm telling you right now, the moment that you do and you look at this thing realistically, you'll be able to better make a solid decision around where you want to go, what you got to fucking do. And you won't feel like you have to protect yourself anymore. Okay? Okay. Maybe just having solid boundaries here is what's being called for with this card as well. Now, then we've got 2 fucking court cards. Your first one was the Knight of Cups. Again, this is talking about relationships because y'all, when court cards come up, this is a person showing up on the scene, either to fuck shit up or to help us. Sometimes too, this energy can talk about maybe the energy that we got to take on. So with the Knight of Cups here, this guy, he's very chivalrous. He's very loving. He's taken a while to kind of make this decision. With water and earth, they move the slowest, okay? Water here is a little bit better than earth, if you ask me. But water has a tendency to get taken away with their emotions. And sometimes the Knight here, that can happen. This can either talk about a male your age or younger. I would say also too here that maybe the gender doesn't necessarily matter, but traditionally a knight's going to talk about a dude. So I want to say here with the Knight of Cups, this guy also brings forward an offer of love. Usually there's communication here. Look, he's got this bucket of water. It's pouring out all of our feelings here. The horses, everybody's in water. Okay, we're dealing with their feelings. So somebody here, and because he's pointing towards the right, which talks to me about the past, this is somebody we already know. We've been in communication with, or we know who this fucking human is. And again, too, we've got some kind of history or some kind of past here. Maybe somebody here's been reviewing the past and they're coming back around to say something. Maybe this is you and it's asking you to really tune into your emotions so you can hear what the fuck you're saying. So that, again, you can make the best choice for you possible, knowing exactly what the fuck you love here. Now, I would say also, too, being connected with the sword card, make sure that you're working with your head and your heart this week. Thank you. All right. Now, again, knights are not my favorite in terms of relationships because, again, we're showing either just someone that's younger than us, which I don't think is a big deal, as long as it's within reason. Blessings and thank you. Okay. But also, too, with the Knight of Cups, this can just talk about somebody that's less mature than us. Is that really what you want? Is that really what you want? And is this person willing to do the work to show up in a king or queen position? Because I feel like for most of us watching these, that's what you deserve, okay? You deserve a king to your queen, or a queen to your queen, or a king to your king. Whatever fucking combo you want, babe. All right? And then finally, we got the Page of Cups. And this is the female counterpart to the Knight of Cups. Again, though, this is going to talk about a younger female. Traditionally, this is one of my cards of surprise, bitch. It's love, all right? But also, too, this can talk about surprise engagements, surprise birth, surprise, holy shit, I'm pregnant. This is something that we've wanted, that we've hoped for. This is actually a beautiful indicator whenever this card comes up. But if we are dealing with a female this week, this might be a younger female. Maybe this is our daughter, a cousin, a friend, somebody here's younger and or less mature than us. So we got to just pay attention to what the fuck we're dealing with here. What I like, though, is that she's facing us. She's right here, right now. So there is going to be, if this is more about you, this is the energy that we're able to be present with this thing. Really listen to what the fuck our feelings are saying and then take action on it, okay? So I want to say in terms of love and relate, maybe for you, some of you guys might be two loves, okay? In terms of love and relationships this week, This can talk about a couple different things, okay? Maybe for some of you around like the love aspect, maybe this could feel as though we're either, maybe for some of you guys, you might be choosing between two people, okay? Two relationships. I feel like this could go for family or friends too. We might be dealing with somebody here where it's like, oh, man, what do I do here with the Two of Swords? And so maybe feeling like I've got to choose one or the other. I actually want to ask you, why do you have to choose? If you're not married here, if you're not in a committed relationship in terms of love, like, why do you have to choose? Maybe just make sure that we're being open, honest, and forthright with our partners here so that everybody's in the know and everybody can make a better decision for themselves. Okay? But I do want to say love for you guys really reigns the fucking week. Like, this is beautiful. We just got to sit down and make sure that we're making the right choice for us. And so sitting down and mentally really thinking about this, being clear and cognizant, take off the rose-colored glasses. Look at this clearly. For some of you guys, maybe this is more around family. Maybe we're feeling like we have to choose between siblings or friends here. Again, I kind of want to say to you guys, why do you have to do that? Why is somebody putting you in that position? Is that really what you fucking want? If you don't want to choose, you don't have to. And if somebody here is making you feel like you got to choose, maybe we got to sit down and like really think about this relationship. Why would somebody force that on me? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you feel like you have to. I'm telling you that you don't. I'm giving you permission to not. And I actually think you need to think about that before you go and make this decision. Because especially if this has to do around children, you better be fucking clear around what the hell you are doing before you make this decision, because you are going to affect this child or children's lives for the rest of their fucking lives. Make sure that you're making the right decision. Do you fucking hear me? Now, if this does have to going to court, okay, for some of you guys around love and relationships, maybe hear that maybe the judge is making us choose between a son and a daughter, or between our two kids, or maybe they're making the kids choose who they want to go with. So is there a compromise here? Does it have to be that severe? Is there a way here that we can work with our partner? Listen, if we're dealing with abuse or we're dealing with like narcissistic shit, and not saying self-diagnosed, we got to a doctor and we've got that diagnosis. I love y'all, but still, that's one of those terms that is just thrown the fuck around all the time. Do you even really understand what you're saying? Okay. So I know narcissism is like fucking assholiness, okay? But like for real, like an actual diagnosed narcissist or sociopath or somebody here that like is unable to have real connection here, okay? Then we need to get the fuck away. We need to make the best choice. But guys, this doesn't really kind of feel like that this week, all right? So is there a way here to sit down and compromise, work here, either with our partner, and just make sure that we're doing the best for our kids that's humanly fucking possible? Now, for some of you guys too, so for some of you, if we got to go legal, maybe let's try to do some type of mediation before it goes like full on, okay? Give it a try. Just give it a try. Maybe have the kids involved and really speak to them and be like, what do you guys want? Do you know what I mean? So just if we're going to make the best choice possible, sit down and see if we can get a mediator to come in here. And then from that place, we'll know exactly what the hell we can and cannot do and what's going to work best for our family. Okay. For some of you other guys, in terms of love, I feel like some of you guys have actually said no to two people here, or maybe you've said no. Oh, man, for some of you guys in love, you're not really sure if you want the knight in shining armor and the white picket fence. You need to be honest with yourself. What the fuck do you want? And so if you've always thought you wanted this dream, where the fuck did it come from when inside you don't really want that? So kind of question that this week for some of you guys. Now, for some of you other guys, I feel like for some of you guys, you're trying to choose the right suitor. Maybe some of you guys are getting like a sperm donor, choosing the right person so that you can have a child yourself. This is beautiful this week. Again, I feel like this might be in vitro here with the Two of Swords. We might need 2 surgeries, or they might be doing 2 things here, okay, in order to help get us pregnant. I would say just choose intuitively. Let your heart and your mind work together if we're choosing a sperm donor here to help us with that endeavor. So if you're flipping through and trying to pick somebody, just make sure that like let your heart and your mind guide you here, okay? For some of you guys, if you're looking to get in vitro, and we'll maybe handle that more in the health aspect, this is a great week, okay? And again, it might take 2 tries, 2 times, like whatever, maybe we're just working with 2 eggs, whatever the fuck's going on here. I really feel like you guys, somebody's gonna get pregnant, okay? If anybody this week does not want to get pregnant, they're pulled card pile number 1. Make sure that you are using proper precautions, proper everything. Be cognizant, be clear. Don't be a dumb bubblegum. Thank you. Anything else around love and career? No, I'm sorry, love and relationships. Some of y'all might actually, man, here's where it gets weird, because it's like, I feel like some of y'all might be getting proposed to this week. Maybe for some of you guys, you got pregnant and like your partner's deciding to come and propose. But for some of you guys, you might be nervous around that, or you might not feel like you want that, or maybe you're scared for what that means. Again, sit down and compromise. Sit down and talk to your person. Communication is key this week. And the more that you hold back your fears and worries, listen, you would not be saying something unless it mattered to you. You're not trying to rock the boat. You're just trying to talk about the situation so that you make sure you're making the best choice possible. Okay? Again, with an emphasis on all the categories on the month of February and or the 2nd of a month, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 months from now. Okay? Around career. This is interesting. Some of you guys might be choosing between 2 opportunities. One of them might be a total fucking surprise coming the fuck out of left field. And the other one we knew was fucking coming. Okay? If that's going on this week, you've got to sit down and decide what the fuck you want to do. But I would also say, is there a way to do both? Compromise. Maybe we do that first one that comes in that we already said yes to, we do that first, and then we do the second one. Okay? So I do want to tell some of you guys that you don't have to like necessarily make a choice this week. It's just what is best for you. What do you want to fucking do? I would say though, if it feels too good to be true, question that, pull the thread, and just make sure that it makes sense, work and career. Okay? Maybe get reviews from other people that have worked for this space and just make sure that it all actually fucking checks out. Okay. Some of you guys around work and career, we've thought long and hard about putting something out here, and we're scared to death to do it. Y'all need to launch this motherfucker. Please stop, because your baby's ready to be fucking born. And I mean that very truly with the career and work. Please stop holding yourself back, because like, you've been thinking about this, or you've been working on this thing for a long time, or like this has been something that you've loved since you were a kid. And so stop holding yourself back out of fear. Sit down, face what it is, just the very steps that you got to take. Sometimes that last step there is facing of self. Do not be afraid to do that, because this is the key to move forward. Okay? But yeah, for most of you guys around work and career, we might just be getting like a surprise opportunity, a surprise gift, a surprise something. Maybe the girl next to us in the cubicle got pregnant and we're really fucking happy for her. Some kind of good news is coming in this week, and it's a lot of love. This is a lot of love. So even too, this might just be reviews, people talking about you, speaking amazingly about you, not only your past work, but your present work. Maybe you can't hear it, or it's hard for you to hear compliments, or like you don't feel like you deserve it. Quit that shit, ho. I mean that. Quit that shit. Know who the fuck you are and say yes. Okay? You are that good, babe. And more. All right, around health. Listen, all this water and this 2 of swords, this is we got some emotions. So make sure that we get to a good therapist. We're speaking. We're dealing with our fucking shit. Now with the swords here, 2 of swords, maybe we haven't wanted to. Maybe for some of you guys, there's couples therapy coming up, and it's like, oh God, I don't want to do this. Or maybe your partner's saying that like they don't want to do it. It's because we're scared to face ourselves. Guys, at some point in our lives, and especially if you've come from abuse or come from trauma, do you want to know what the defining moment is between you and that person? You're right. It's self-fucking-reflection. Because I guarantee the other person has zilch to none. So the best way to combat that is to know yourself, to tune in, to listen, to face yourself. Please, this week, for you guys, and especially if you keep getting taken to, or we get to the precipice of some place, but we fully back off when we got to face ourselves, that's a problem. We need to sit down and face that. So do the fucking work. You're fucking worth it. No more of this bullshit. Love yourself enough to sit down and face yourself. Some of you guys might have surgery this week for some love diseases. Some of you might have to go get surgery and or cleaning and cleansing out of some of the organs. Okay. I feel like we trusted somebody here and now we're learning that we shouldn't have. And for those of you guys that are finding that out this week, I am deeply and truly fucking sorry. Or maybe this came from a past betrayal, okay? And this was a surprise. I was like, mother of God. But with the Two of Swords here, this just feels like this could be surgery. This could be exploratory. This could be like scraping out, cleaning out, okay? And this might not even be, like, for some of you guys, like a love disease, if you will. I'm just trying to be PC about it. For some of you guys, this might be, like, literally just trying to understand why I can't have children. So going in and doing some kind of exploratory surgery to make sure everything's okay. I think you're actually going to get good news for some of you guys on that, okay? Also, too, for anybody else having to deal with, like, those love diseases, you're going to get good news. They're either going to be able to remove, help, or we caught this thing quick enough, okay? That makes me angry. For anything else this week, I just think it's really important this week that we listen to our fucking intuition, that we let our heart and our brain work together. And I just saw this with the Two of Swords, but there is a new moon behind her up in the fucking sky. So there's got to be a new beginning here, babes. There has to be a new beginning. We got to be able to sit down. We got to be able to face ourselves. We got to start over again here in some way, shape, or form. Love ourselves and start to learn how to do that. Okay? So we can make the best choices for us, especially if you want a better relationship with yourself, better relationship with the people around you, and you'd like to make better choices in your life. Sit down, face yourself, and say, yes, you fucking got this. All right, card pile number 2. Here's your interesting cards this week. You got the Four of Cups. You got the Five of Wands. And then finally, you got this MFer that's been following us around for 2 weeks, now 3, the Five of fucking Cups. Hear me right now, that if you keep getting this card the last 2 weeks, and then you got this pile this week too, baby doll, we have got to face our grief. Why are you putting it off? Why are you refusing to go into therapy or to talk about it or to face it? I'm having a little moment with you. I'm being honest with you. And I'm trying to say to you, you are loved, you are seen. Please go and help take care of yourself. Okay? With that being said, Five of Cups, Five of Wands, and the Four of Cups is not an easy card pull, y'all. This week, if we were looking for a yes or no, this would definitely be a no. This would be a nope, 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 nopey, nopey, nope, nope. Okay, this is a sit down and take care of yourself. Sit down and face yourself. Quit fighting with somebody, including yourself, and sit down and take care of you. Okay. With that being said, the Five of Cups. This is the grief card. Look at it. It's the grief card. With water here, cups, this is going to talk about our emotions. And grief is what's rolling around in the background. That's why we're doing what we're doing. Or maybe we're having fights with people, or it just feels like we're losing people. This could even just be from straight up loss. Somebody died here and we still have not dealt with and or grieved around what the fuck happened. Some people believe that if we sit down and deal with our grief, that like either that makes you look weak or you are weak, or that somehow you'll let your person go. That is not how any of this works. Honestly, too, if you're coming here and you respect my point of view, the way that I feel about things, the stuff that I see, also I started going to therapy in 2011, realizing how bad my trauma was from my family, and that if I didn't choose myself, I was probably going to die. And I mean that all the way down to my taint. So when I tell you guys it's a miracle that I'm here, I mean that on so many different levels. I'm just deeply and truly, and it took a lot, guys. This wasn't like this was some easy moment for me. Like, I had to sit down and face myself. It was literally right after my neck surgery. And that was the height of the issues around oxycodone, oxycontin. Like, they were just passing people pain pills. Just, here, take it with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, babe. Live your best life. And I was on a fuck ton of shit because of my neck surgery and what was going on with my body. I was on pain pills for a good 2 years, all right? I'm sharing this for a reason. I'm just saying to you. When I went through this, I had to go through pain management, and I had to make a choice. I also went to my caregivers that I grew up with, and I asked them to heal with me, and that was a solid, hard no. That was incredibly difficult. So when I tell you guys that it is your sacred fucking duty to choose yourself, especially when it feels like nobody else around you is choosing you, I mean that not only from experience, but I am promising you that whenever you do that and you start leaning into the work, you will start to love yourself and see yourself, and you will start to heal. This is incredible, beautiful, difficult, not easy work. So I just, all of this to say to you guys, I understand. Whatever the fuck you are going through, whatever grief is rolling around in the background. And again, you maybe feel like nobody's choosing you here. You have got to choose yourself and get that fucking healing, okay? Also, too, with the number 5, this is going to reference the month of May, the 5th of a month, 5 weeks, 5 days, 5 years. I think with water here, though, this is more like months, okay? So pay attention to the number 5 and what's coming up there. Or again, this could even just be separation. Maybe this is somebody that we love, that we care about, we miss them deeply, okay? But again, grief is the background music rolling, and it ain't cute, okay? No, this ain't no... God, what is that song from the 90s that was huge, or like the early 2000s, Missy Elliott? It was a French song. It was like, something Marmalade. This ain't that song, okay? Lady Marmalade, it ain't that song. Sit down and face your grief. Just do the work, because you're worth it, and it's going to help your relationships all the fuck the way around, including, and most importantly, the one with your fucking self, okay? Now the 5 of Wands, and also too, guys, 5s are notoriously conflict-ridden cards. So again, it's bringing something up for us. It's making us face something here through that conflict, through that issue. We can no longer we can no longer be able to walk away and pretend like it's not happening anymore. At this point, and with card pile number 2, this is in your fucking face, babes. We've got to sit down and make a choice. May you choose your health and your healing and your happiness. Now, with the 5 of Wands here, again, this is fighting. Usually with the 5 of Wands, this is fighting at home or fighting at work, a place that like we're at a lot. We're at odds here with somebody. Now with fire, Wands, this is our passion. This is our energy. This is, to me, this is literally spirit-led, spirit-fed. Spirit's working through us here. It's also asking us, what are we manifesting and what are we creating? And so maybe here in like the home space, especially with the 5 of Wands, we are fighting here with another person. Here's what I love about this particular card is that it's telling you that you are actually correct. Whatever you guys are fighting about, whatever you're picking up on, whatever you're feeling is going on, you are fucking correct, and you need to pull a thread, okay? And so if the other person's trying to gaslight you, or they're telling you you're crazy, or whatever the fucking rigmarole, go and find the information. Go and find the fucking answer. If you don't feel like you're getting it with your partner, then do some fucking digging. I'm not telling you to go through people's phones. I'm not telling you to hack emails, not even like with a cute wink wink. I'm not saying that. So this is just like paying attention, being present, knowing that you are correct. And with the 5 of Wands here, like stop fighting with that other person, stop fighting with yourself, and just do what's fucking right here. Just do what's right, or do the thing that you know is the right choice, okay? Again, with the emphasis on May, 5 months, 5 years, 5 weeks. With fire, this is very quick, so I would say 5 days, 5 weeks. Okay, I would say. And or the month of May. And then finally, 4 of Cups. This is a hard card. This is apathy. This is boredom. This is missed opportunities. It was so funny. The other day on TikTok, I saw a great representation of this card. This lady was so funny. It had that card up, not this particular one, but the traditional, like, Rider's Waite 4 of Cups. And it's this guy sitting under a tree, a hand coming out from the clouds, which is beautiful, offering him a cup. But he's sitting here focused on the 3 in front of him that he didn't get, or it didn't work out. He's missing an opportunity because we're focused on something that didn't come through here for us. And with cups, like maybe intuitively or emotionally, we have not been present. So with the 4 of Cups here too, and again with that video, she was saying like, okay, something's wrong here. Have you exercised? No. Have you, taken action on it? No. Are you eating better? No. All these things to help yourself? No. No, I haven't. And so what are we doing here? And so again, there's apathy, there's boredom, I'm missing opportunities to do stuff for myself. This is a rough card pull this week, card pile number 2. So if you're feeling called the fuck out, genuinely, I'm fucking sorry, okay? Also, too, with the 4 here, this is going to be a reference to the month of April, 4 weeks, 4 days, 4 months. Because it's water, it has to do with our intuition and emotions. It's also one of the slower moving elements, not as bad as Earth. So I want to say this is maybe more months and or weeks and or looking towards the month of April. Okay, just pay attention to the number 4 and the number 5 here for you guys. If we were looking around love and relationships, woo doggies. Woo doggies. Some of you guys are feeling here that like this thing ain't it. This thing ain't it. This ain't it. And I'm tired of fighting with myself about it and fighting my person about it. Like this ain't it. We're also missing opportunities to get back out into the world, hang with our friends, live our best lives because maybe we're hung up on this thing not working, or we're hung up on the loss of this relationship, or we invested every single piece of ourselves into a relationship instead of sitting and doing some codependent things, instead of sitting down and recognizing that I am my own individual person within this relationship and I still have to make decisions for me. Okay? So if some of you guys are dealing with codependency, or you're just like, you put everything into this relationship, disregarding everything else in your life, baby, we can't afford to do that again. We can't afford. Why? Why? If anybody asks you to do that, that would be a number 1 red flag. Why do I need to give up my family, my home, what I love, everything I do? Because the person that really loves you around relationships, I don't care if this is family, home, friendship, farting forever, or real true love. Nobody would ever ask you to give up what you love, or to seclude yourself away, or to fit your star-shaped self into a square fucking peg. I ain't having it. I ain't having it for both you and me. Okay? Nobody here. Real true love is allowing yourself to be yourself. They want to add to this. They're not trying to take the fuck away. Unless you're doing something that's super fucked up or not good for you, then maybe we do need to sit down and pay attention to that. But I think for a lot of you guys here, this just feels really sad. I feel stuck in this relationship. All we do is fight, and I just feel like this is separation and loss, and or that's what's coming for me with this. So instead of just missing the opportunity to sit down and take action and do what's best for you, like maybe instead you're just sitting there crying, not doing anything, eating bonbons. I'm not here to judge you, but also, baby doll, at some point we got to stand up. We got to dust ourselves off and our Cheeto dust off of us, okay? Sit down and face this grief. Maybe getting ourselves into therapy so that we can get into a stronger position so we can leave, or we can do what's best for us, or we can have a conversation that needs to happen. For some of you guys also around relationships, you're fighting with somebody about something here, and this is really causing a massive fucking rift, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And so what opportunity are we missing here to gather information or do what we got to do, or to take care of ourselves again? So I'm just begging some of you guys, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, like sit down, face yourself in the way that you feel, because that's going to give you a better direction to go in. Okay? If you don't want to be a part of something anymore, but maybe you don't know how to get out of it, again, work with a good therapist that will give you a plan to take action to help yourself and to work through some of these maybe blockages here, okay? Man, for some of you guys around love and relationships, maybe there was a fight here before somebody died. For some of you guys, and the grief is just, we can't seem to do anything else. We can't seem to forgive ourselves. Please fucking hear me. I'm begging you to please fucking forgive yourself. Okay? I'm telling you guys, your loved one in spirit would not want you to sit there and harp on this shit. Sit down and face yourself. If you would have wanted to do something different, this is important. Right now is the only moment that matters. And so if you keep referencing the past and that's holding you there, you're not helping yourself. You're not helping the situation. This isn't healing it. What can I do better now to make sure I never make that mistake again? Or what can I do better now in order to be more assured of myself or more confident or whatever the fuck? Guys, this could have been a fight with somebody to just get them to take care of their health. They died and now you're blaming yourself like somehow you could have made them do what they needed to do, even though they never fucking listen to anybody on anything. You hear what I'm saying? So for some of you guys too, I think this week it's important that there needs to be some level of forgiveness here for ourselves. And that, yes, maybe what you said was correct and right. Maybe the way in which we done it could have been better, but honey, how else are you supposed to learn if you don't make mistakes? Like, real question, real fucking question. If you never make a mistake, how the fuck are you supposed to learn? I'm sorry, did you come here perfect? That sounds nice. What's that like? What's that like? Because I know I fucking didn't. I know I fucking didn't. Okay? There's that. There's that. It's not much better for work and career, y'all. Again, maybe this week we've been fighting with somebody at work. We've been pushing people away. Maybe we're scared that we're going to get fired here. I want to say to you, you're not wrong with whatever the fuck you're saying, but how is this affecting you and the relationships around you? Maybe you're mad about two people fighting at work. Why the fuck are you getting in the middle of that? Stop. Full fucking stop. This is not high school. Okay, I feel like maybe one or two people got called out on that one. Okay. Huh. Let people fight their own fucking battles. They're old enough. Unless this is like somebody coming after them, literally hurting, harming, abusing. And this is just a squabble because somebody's taking my lunch in the fridge or something. You know what I'm saying? Stay the fuck out of it. For some of you guys this week, we missed out on an opportunity. We missed out. And again, it might have been because we're fighting. Maybe we were going back and forth too much. We didn't sit and make a decision. And so that was a decision in and of itself. And the person took it that way, that you didn't want this. So it did not come your fucking way. This is hard. But again, it's asking you, what are the actions that you can take now? How can you face that grief and the choices that we've been making here and do better? Recognizing that some kind of grief is rolling around in the background, pushing us or motivating us or unconsciously motivating us in our actions. Listen, if you're coming from an unaware place of grief, guess what you're mostly going to display? Anger. Anger is a mask for the grief. And so if you found that you have a lot of anger issues and you're fighting with everybody around you and it just feels like I'm in my villain era, yay, like, or maybe you're making jokes about it. Like, again, this is not about an abusive relationship. This is about actions that you're taking that are pushing people away that maybe even here actually give a fuck about you or care or whatever the fuck's going on here. Okay. Especially in terms of work and career, people that are actually trying to help you. Sit down and face yourself. Okay. Whatever loss happened here, come to grips, come to terms, sit down and work through it. You got this. You're missing opportunities because you can't let go of what happened before previously. Maybe too, for some of you guys, we went to a previous place, it was just really chaotic and fucked up and it was a traumatic situation and I left there like, what the fuck? I was able to find this other job and I really liked it at the beginning, but then some people reminded me of some of the other people I worked with before. They weren't the same, but they kind of, you know what I'm saying? But then I fucking yelled at somebody because they, didn't do the right thing. I think you guys get the jam. All right. Again, call back to the month of April, May, and/or we're looking for this to come to a full culmination on the 4th or 5th or April, May this year. Okay. And then finally, for health and career, it's grief, baby. It's grief. This is time to do the work. Stop fighting yourself. Stop. If like I was saying earlier, some of you guys were trying to go to couples therapy and your person won't go. 1 through 100 red flags. But also too, like, there's no reason you can't go to therapy yourself. So get in there and take care of you and start the healing process. Even if your partner can't, won't, is unable to show up with you, then you can make your best decision later for a more empowered place, a more healthy place. Okay? Instead of just anger, fuck you, I'm out of here. All right? Unless you're ready for that, live your best life. Just saying. For some of you guys, health-wise too, some of you guys are having some lung issues here. Woo, doggies. And maybe it's around some maybe we used to be a former smoker. Ooh, we got to get that taken care of. Y'all need to take care of your lungs. Oh man, there might be question marks around COPD this week. Maybe we also lost a loved one to COPD or lung issues or chest issues. Some of you guys might actually have pneumonia. Get into the fucking doctor, okay? Go get your health checked and make sure that we're dealing with our grief. Get into a good therapist. We're dealing with our lungs. And we're making sure our lungs, our chest, our respiratory system is good and healthy. Anything else this week? I would say don't put out your own light. Trying to keep somebody else afloat would be something else too. Okay? Sometimes people have to be able to help themselves, y'all. At some point, you become an enabler if you just keep stepping in at the very moment this person needs to sit down and face themselves. So be brave enough to say, hey, this is your turn. You got to take care of this. I'm going to love you no matter what. I'm going to be here for you no matter what. But you got to do this stuff. You got to I'm not going to save you from it. You got to sit down and you got to fucking do it. Okay? Just know I love you guys this week. And I know that this is kind of hard, but however the fuck this shows up for you, you being bored and apathetic with your life, or bored and apathetic no matter what the fuck is going on, there's grief rolling around in the background. If you're fighting, if you're raging Cajun and fighting with everybody in the fucking streets, there's some kind of grief rolling around in the background. If you're going to extremes, eating too much, drinking too much, smoking too much, farting too much, you got some grief rolling around in the background. Okay? So sit down and face yourself. This card would not keep coming up if there wasn't a problem. Okay? Okay. I love you guys. You got this. Whatever you do this week, please, 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 choose yourself. Choose yourself. Choose yourself. Okay? Okay. And then interesting, we got card pile number 3 this week. You guys, you got your first card is the 3 of Wands. Your second card is the 10 of Wands. And then finally, you guys got a court card. You got the King of Wands. Let's fucking talk about it. Now, I love the 3 of Wands. I love this card. This is everybody's like, tally fucking ho, Thundercats. The bat signal has been put out in the fucking universe, all right? So I think we're seeing this thing. We're ready to go. This is like my party planner. Putting on a party, putting on a wedding, putting on a theater production. It's a big fucking deal. Whatever the fuck's going on here. And so we got to gather the resources, the people, places, and spaces that we need in order to get this thing fucking rolling. The 3 of Wands here too. This just feels like we're going to be working with others. So there's going to be either 2 or 3 other people, okay, as a part of this, or maybe even more. 3 of Wands here too. This really is the gung-ho card. We got to fucking go, babe. And so we got to see the world. We got to make things happen. So this really is a card of action. This is time to go. All right. It is time to fucking go. The ships are coming in. Are you ready to get on that ship and go wherever the fuck you're going to go? This is beautiful stuff. Also too, the 3 of Wands, again, with fire and wands, this is really going to talk about our energy, our passion. This is spirit-led and spirit-fed. And so it just feels like spirit's maybe guiding us here, making this thing happen. Don't be afraid to work with your loved ones in spirit. Please and thank you. Watch as miracles fucking happen. Last thing I want to say with the 3 of Wands, this is going to come to fruition maybe around the month of March. I'm looking around the 3rd, maybe March 3rd, or around the 3rd of a month, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 months. But with Wands and fire, this is the fastest moving. I'm looking at 3 days, 3 weeks, and or the month of March, okay? Something taking off here. Next one, 10 of Wands. Again, Wands, what are we manifesting? What are we creating? It's time to take action. What are we doing here? Spirit's guiding us. Are we fucking listening? Now, the 10 of Wands, this is kind of a harder card because we feel overburdened, overworked. This is just, it's too heavy. It's too heavy. And this is my card of, you need to ask someone for help. All right. This is my delegation card. And so if we need the help, if things are too much, like, don't be afraid to reach out and help. You want to take off with something with the 3 of Wands. And if you think that you're going to do this all by yourself, that's so cute. My sweet summer child. Also, that's a trauma response. Thinking that you got to take care of everything all by yourself all the fucking time. I know maybe previously you didn't have people that you could trust or that would show up or come through or just be there for you and support you. But that doesn't mean that everybody in the world is like that. And so the more work that we do around this, the more discernment that we have. And we're able to actually choose the people that can, will, and are able to, instead of keep being maybe attracted to the people that can't, won't, or unable remind us maybe of our trauma past or our caregivers that we're still trying to heal something with. Okay. Just with the 10 of Wands, delegate, ask for help. This is also good here with this card is that with the number 10, it's talking about the end of a cycle. So like this can't stand anymore. And you know that it's too much for you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You deserve the world. You deserve all the support because you would do it in a drop of a fucking hat for your people, right? So please stop thinking that you're a burden in some way, shape, or form just for asking for help. I know maybe previously a caregiver or parent did that to you. Maybe a teacher, maybe whoever the fuck it was. That was on them, and that was more coming from them. Also, too, if you don't mind me saying it, fuck them. Okay? I really mean that. You have every right to ask for help. This ultra independent shit makes no fucking sense to me. None. We are humans and we were built to be a part of a community. Okay? Also, too, at the number 10, I'm referencing the month of October, the 10th of a month, again, because it's fire here, that's going to move quickly, 10 weeks, 10 days, okay? But again, somehow, maybe here the month of October is highlighted, and or the 10th of a month, but it's the end of a cycle, a new one is beginning. What do we want from this next one? And may working with others towards a goal be a gentle reminder that this is literally your key. And if it's felt like you've been a salmon trying to go home fighting bears, that's not, nope. All right. Not today, not ever, Satan. All right. No, thank you. Unless you actually identify as a salmon, then how the fuck did you find me? Please let me know who you are, and you'll be, I'll let everybody know. All right. So if not, sit down, ask for help, and realize you don't have to do this all by yourself. And then finally, we got a court card. We got the King of Wands. Listen, this guy is like really charismatic. He's inspirational. He's a leader. He's a mentor. People know this guy within the community. He's usually very helpful. He'll get you to where you need to go, help you, hook you up with the right person. He's got connections. This guy is incredibly future oriented. If you notice, he was facing towards the left, which for me personally, when I'm reading the cards, talks about the future. So this guy looking towards the left, like he's very future oriented. It's difficult for this fire energy to be present. The night, you know what I mean, is the same way too. I just feel like it's more tempered here with the king, okay? He's able to be a little more present, but always thinking about the next day, thinking about the future, what's going to happen tomorrow, planning for the future, do you know what I mean? And I think it's just a safety and security issue, but also wanting to take care of his people too, making sure that you guys are set up as well. Now, traditionally, this is Wands, so fire, so I'm looking at Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're going to have that in their top 3 placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, innermost planets, Mercury, Mars, Venus, or they're going to have maybe just heavy fire placements within the chart, or maybe this just sounds like your fucking person. Now, too, here with the King of Wands, traditionally I see them being like firefighters, police officers, military in some way, shape, or form. These guys serving and protecting is incredibly important. Usually Archangel Michael shows up with this card or with these people, just protecting and serving, making sure, like maybe even just working for the government in some way, shape, or form, in some kind of protective secret service. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever's happening here with the King of Wands, this guy just wants to protect and take care of others. And again, always with the eye towards the future. Now, the difficulty with him is that he has serious fucking anger issues, okay? And so we gotta either help this guy sit down and know that and face that, or hopefully by this point, showing up as a king, he's mature enough to know that about himself. He's been working on himself and trying to work and heal through that, all right? So I think that's interesting this week. If we were looking for a yes or no, I would say yes, as long as you're willing to work with others towards a goal. If you're thinking that you're still going to have to do this all by your itty bitty, get the fuck out of here. Literally, get the fuck out of here. You're nuts. With whatever you're trying to pull off, whatever you're trying to post up here, baby, you need other people to help you. So again, please don't be afraid to go and ask for that help this week. That's a fucking yes. If you're willing to work with others towards a goal, ooh, titty shake to the bank, if you ask me. All right? Now, around love and relationships, this is interesting. Around love and relationships, oh man, there might be a father figure this week that we got to help here. Maybe we're overburdened, or we just feel like we're carrying things all by ourselves. Please, like, if there's a father figure, ask your children, ask your siblings, ask people within the family, because I feel like they would jump at the chance to help, okay? Maybe we're worried about the future of this guy, and we can see the overwhelm and the burden that we've got trying to take care of this person, whatever's going on here, okay? And so please, I'm begging you, do not be afraid to ask for help. This is deeply important. You do not and you should not be doing this all by yourself. The end. For some of you guys around love and relationships too. For some of you guys, maybe we had to sit down and talk, and we talked about how like this relationship felt like maybe I was all by myself in this. Okay, but now everybody's working together as a beautiful unit. And we're really helping each other to get through that. Maybe for some of you guys, like you needed more help with like sharing stuff within the house or the home. And it's like maybe your person was always working, but it's like you're working too. So there needs to be some kind of reciprocal exchange here. And so maybe you guys had to sit down and conversation. You said, I can't do this anymore. I need help. Maybe you guys decided you're in a better place financially and you can have like cleaning people come in, or maybe getting the kids involved to clean up the house. Or maybe something here, just working together as a unit. You don't have to be doing this all by yourself, mama. I mean that literally. Okay. For some of you other guys around love and relationships, man, for some of you guys, listen, these 3 cards can sometimes be difficult. This can talk about like a third party situation. Maybe for some of you guys, you just found out about that with a partner here. And it just feels like this is just absolutely taking your breath away. You've been working so hard. You thought you were working at this relationship, or maybe you guys thought that you were planning for the future. And then that information came up. I'm just genuinely fucking sorry. For some of you guys, if that makes sense. From my taint, I am fucking sorry. Because that's heartbreaking. I think realizing too that no matter the work that I did, it still didn't make it work. Like, hear me right now. If that's for whoever the fuck that resonates for, that's because it had nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with this person that we're dealing with, this male figure here, the King of Wands, and his deep-seated need to go get help around his motherfucking mommy issues. I said what I said. Okay? Okay. Yay! Ooh. Also, too, for some of the guys that are listening this week, all right? If we've still got male followers, some of you guys, again, are overburdened. Please stop doing this shit. Go and work with other people. You don't have to do this all by yourself, especially if you're starting a business or you need to go have a talk with somebody and do something that just feels overwhelming. Speak with another person about it that knows the other person, or work with another person here to maybe like sit down and have a conversation with 3 people so that everybody feels comfortable, maybe like a mediator or something. But like, you don't have to do this all by yourself with the 10 of Wands. It's too much. And or maybe this conversation that we're having, like we need to sit down and have this so that we can work through the difficulty and maybe come back together here and work as a fucking team. Goddamn. There's that. Again, weird reference back to the month of October with the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, maybe here March or around between the 3rd and the 10th. Pay attention. With the Wands here, this is going to be quick action, okay? Maybe around, all right, anything else for love and relationships? No, I'm not feeling that. Okay, last thing I want to say, there might be a male here, either that just got a divorce, or maybe the wife passed away, or the wife isn't in the picture, whatever's going on here, and we're having to deal with what we're doing with 3 kids, possibly, or a couple kids. And so maybe this male figure is trying to figure out the future here and feels completely and utterly overwhelmed. If that's true for somebody that's watching this here today, please, I'm begging you, sit down and ask for help. You don't have to do this all by yourself, okay? There's plenty of family and people that would come out to help and support and just do what you gotta fucking do. And if that's true, if you've lost someone here or your partner through divorce or death or whatever happened, I'm sorry, man. I really fucking am. And if you're deciding that having the 3 kids or the however many kids that you have, up to 3 here, and or the reference to March or the 3rd, just know that like whatever you're doing here and you're protecting them or taking care of them for the future, you're a great dad. Okay? You're a great dad. So just know that like this isn't a matter of you being some sucky person. This is just overwhelming. There's a lot on your plate, and there might even be a consideration right now around having the 3 children full time. We might be doing that, especially if the mom has like addiction issues or health issues. She can't, won't, is unable to. We might have to take responsibility this week. Okay. But just thank you. If that's the deal for some of you guys, thank you for taking care of your children and making them a fucking priority. This is motherfucking everything. This is motherfucking everything. I really fucking mean that. All right. For some of you guys around work and career. Interesting. Okay, I don't know why I just picked this up, but for some of you guys, a boss may have just been fired, but I wouldn't be surprised if you hear from them soon that they're building a new team. I mean, look, that's up to you. If you want to go with him, it feels like you might want to, and maybe 2 other people might be leaving, or 3 other people might be leaving from the current work that you're at to go work for this guy. Listen, this isn't going to be easy, especially if he's starting something brand new, working for a new company, whatever the fuck this guy's doing. This is a lot of fucking work, so be ready for it, okay? But I think he's reaching out because he knows he can't do this by himself, and you're the people he trusts. I would say, again, sit down, make sure that it makes sense, and then Thundercats go if you want it. For some of you guys else this week, around work and career, again, please don't be afraid to ask for help. We've got a boss that's looking at our future. Maybe you feel overwhelmed by it. Or maybe you would work better, not individually, but a part of a fucking team. And so sit down and have a talk with the boss and be like, I think my gifts and abilities would be better used in team sense. How can I move myself from where I am by myself in my cubicle to work with a group of people I actually love and respect, and or that want to work together? We know how to work together as a group. Anything else for work and career? Again, some of you guys might be reaching out to an important male, King of Wands this week, that again, this guy either might see the future and like help set you up for that, connect you with the right people so we can get things rolling. So again, either reach out to that important male figure here that knows everybody, you got that connection, and or he might like literally, maybe he's like a psychic or a medium or something, and he like reads for you and gives you a good clear pathway to move forward past this burden, past this difficulty, past this I can't feel like I can move, okay? Anything else for work and career? It just feels like it's tally-ho time. For some of you guys, it's going to be March. March is the go point, okay? Okay. Now around health. Interesting. Some of you guys might be dealing with severe anxiety. Maybe you're thinking that you're having heart palpitations or heart problems. I would actually say that you guys are having anxiety. And we need to sit down and we need to figure out the root core of it. And it might have something to do with dealing or only handling things all by your fucking self. There's that. Ask for fucking help. Carpon number 3, your message this week is ask for fucking help. Holy shit. I really do feel like it's anxiety and we got to sit down and face this. It will turn into a real health problem if you just let this fucking go. So don't hurt your heart in the name of just hoping that we don't piss somebody off or, whatever. Okay. Just go and ask for help and make sure we're going to the right people. For some of you guys this week, we are finding a doctor that's going to help us. Man, we've had nothing but no's or backup, or no one's been able to help us here. And this guy's a part of a team, or he's a part of a team that we're putting together health-wise that's going to actually fucking help us. This is actually really great in that regard, okay? So for some of you guys, do your research this week. Really make sure that the people that you're putting a part of your team have your back, see you, and can help move you into the future. So we get out of this stagnant space, okay? Some of you guys might have to travel for that. I feel like you're like, okay, fine, fuck it, whatever, as long as they're the right peeps. I really do. And again, I'm looking towards March. Maybe October was a really difficult point health-wise, and March has us getting back together. Everything's okay here, and we're able to fucking take off. Or again, the 10th, the 3rd, pay attention. Anything else for health? Some of you guys are suffering from migraines. Or brain issues, like Parkinson's, question marks around Alzheimer's, dementia, MS. Like, there's something going on here this week. Maybe around the headspace. Maybe we learn through our genealogy that like our father or their important male figure here also have these same issues. And so there might be something here from learning from what he went through. Maybe he didn't ask for help and talk about what was going on. Go and get the headspace checked. Okay, especially around migraines or issues with the brain. Maybe there's a traumatic brain injury here that occurred. Go and get a CT scan. Do whatever the fuck you got to do. Learn from the father figure, the male figure here that maybe had the same issue. Learn from it. Do different. Get the help. Okay? Okay. Guys, for anything else this week, ask for fucking help. I said it 800 times. If you did shots every time I said that, you'd be wasted. I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying, okay? Pay attention to the month of October, the month of March. And when in doubt this week, again, don't be afraid to ask for help. You're not all by your itty bitty here. And what's going to help me get towards the future that I'm trying to manifest? How am I inspiring myself, reminding myself that I get to work with others towards my goal? Okay? All right, you guys. I hope to God any and all of that made sense. Let me know. Any and all feedback helps me to grow. I love you guys. I hope you're having a great week. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll talk with you guys soon. Bye.